Hi Leo, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I am going to be doing your August 16th to the 31st, 2021 reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed and linked in the description box below. Now before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. Now I want to apologize for my voice. I'm getting over the flu. Let's let the bowls sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Leo, August 16th to the 31st, 2021, Leo. August 16th to the 31st, 2021, Leo. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Leo, August 16th to the 31st, 2021, Leo. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. Oh, goodness. Leo, August 16th to the 31st, 2021, Leo. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Ooh, this one. Angels and spirit guides, angels. Leo, August 16th to the 31st, 2021, Leo. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Excuse me. At the bottom is our rooted self. The left-hand side is our inner self. The middle, our heart, our emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. So let's see what the cards have to say. We have the Temperance, which is Sagittarius energy. And we have the Chariot, which is Cancer energy. Then we have the Chariot once again. And we have the King of Swords, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Cancer, if you're born on the cusp with Cancer, or if you have Cancer energy within your chart, this is coming through very profoundly. Just as if you have Sagittarius energy within your chart, or air sign energy within your chart. These aspects of your personality are going to be coming out. Now, in our heart, we have, again, the King of Swords. And then we have the Eight of Swords. So there's a warrior within us that wants to come out emotionally, most definitely. But we're going to find it a bit hard to have that warrior come out, which sounds like an odd problem for a Leo to have, because Leos are so strong and so powerful. But there's this blockage around letting this warrior of the voice and of what we want to say and how we want to move forward within our world come out. We then have the Three of Swords, heartbreak, and we have the Green Man, we have the Fool, which is new beginnings. New beginnings after heartbreak are coming forward, which is going to be really quite profound for us. And one of the things that we're going to find a challenge during this time is to be able to let our hearts move us forward along with our minds, for our minds and our hearts to come into alignment with each other, Leo. Because we're going to feel like there needs to be a fight. There needs to be a fight over what I emotionally want and what I logically want. And yet, during this time, we need to find that harmony. We need to find that centering for ourselves to be able to move forward in. Now, let's look at what our energy we need to be mindful of is. What is the energy that Leo needs to be mindful of? August 16th to the 31st, 2021, Leo. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Ooh, okay, so there are two energies that we need to be mindful of. One is the moon, which is Pisces energy, but it's also going to be fear. And then we have the cups, which is water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer. So it's amplifying the Pisces energy. It's also going to be something where we fear our hearts. This is going to be a time where people will manipulate us emotionally. And we have to be aware of that moving forward, that if we do not trust our hearts and our mind, if we do not fortify ourselves and say that I am a warrior, I am moving forward with this blazing warrior spirit, and that comes from the power of my heart, the intensity of my soul, and the passion of myself, we are going to be manipulated and we are going to be cast down. So that's going to be something that's going to be very powerful for us. Also, to know that people are going to manipulate our fears through emotions, through love, through things that we desire, ways that we desire, excelling and exceeding in our lives, that's going to be where these people come in and emotionally manipulate us. Now, our chakra energy for this time, Leo, August 16th to the 31st, 2021, Leo. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Is holistic health. Now, this is one of my favorite cards. It's the root chakra. Excuse me. And it is one that we forget about so easily. So when it comes to holistic health, this is the health that aligns our body, aligns our chakras, that, roots us within ourselves. This is why it's the root chakra. And so when we're looking at this can be TCM, traditional Chinese medicine. This can be herbs. This can be massage. This can be even just looking at our diet and aligning our diet to be more productive for us, not starving ourselves, not binge eating, anything like that. This is going to be getting ourselves in alignment and listening to our bodies. Also listening to what makes our bodies upset, what causes us to feel out of alignment, out of, whack with ourselves. And this can be drinking, this can be everybody else can drink, but it doesn't make me feel good. So I'm going to stop. And people might tease, but why would I do something that doesn't align with me? And this is also holistically embracing who we are, saying this is who I am, innately, honestly, spiritually, personally. And for that health of that person that I was born to be, this is what I'm doing to enhance my body, my mind, my spirit, my soul, and myself. And it leads us then to temperance. It leads us to balance. And I love it that she's, pouring tea, because the temperance movement in America was, not to drink, right? So here it is saying what brings you comfort. For me, it's always a nice hot cup of tea. A nice warm cup of tea brings me comfort. It centers me. And during this time, we're going to say what brings me balance, what centers me, what elevates me forward. And for temperance, we're going to feel that balance. We're going to feel that harmony guiding us. And we're going to see ourselves falling into alignment with what we want and what we desire. And this is also going to be the balance of the heart, the way our heart, our soul and ourself elevates us, the way that we rise above doubts and fears and negativity, to be able to see the stars, to be able to see the landscape more clearly. And this is saying that if we trust our hearts, if we trust ourselves, if we embrace our emotions and our love, we can see ourselves rising in a way that we hadn't anticipated, that we hadn't expected, that we didn't think was going to be possible for us. We might thought, oh my gosh, that's going to be possible for everybody else, but not for me. In our inner self, as well as in our heart, we have the King of Swords. This is air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. If we're born on the cusp with Gemini, this is going to be coming out quite profoundly. Again, if we have air sign energy within us, there is going to be this use of words that is going to be so important to us. But regardless, the use of words is going to be so important. Sometimes, Leo, we think that actions speak louder than words. And a lot of times they do. Don't say something nice, do something nice is very important. With the King of Swords, this is cutting through doubts and fears and negativity. This is looking at the mind. This is saying, what is it that I desire? Where is it that I want to be? The King of Swords is the warrior king. We're going to find ourselves inwardly being the warriors, being the champions of what we desire from our lives and from ourselves, elevating ourselves forward, looking at things more focused, more realistically, more openly, more honestly with ourselves. We're going to be cutting through a lot of layers. This can be that we become much more honest with ourselves than we really want to be. We're like, wow, that's kind of brutal honesty. But it is also going to be that we elevate ourselves to the place of that warrior, to that place of that hero. We become the heroes of our stories as we cut through the negativity, the doubt, the fear that has held us back. And that's where the Chariot comes into play. Did I say if you're born on the cusp with Gemini? You wouldn't be, Leo. But here, if you're born on the cusp with Cancer, which is what you would be, there we go, you come forward with this sense of determination, with the sense of focus. And this is very much an empowering aspect of yourself here at this time. This is very much a sense of, I am charging towards where I want to be, towards what I desire, towards where I want to stand within my life. And I look at everything that has held me back, all the words, all the fights, all the, different roads that have held me back. And I'm looking at where I stand now and why I stand here and the revelations that are coming my way. This is the harnessing of the emotions. This is the moving forward. This is the, pushing away of the doubts and the fears. This is the going after the dreams and the aspirations and the desires and seeing more and more of where I want to be, of what I desire from my life, Leo. And as we see this for ourselves, why spirits saw us as, on the cusp of Gemini, it's like we're on the cusp of two roads. We're on the cusp of two realizations coming forward. If we harness our energy, if we pull in our emotions, not letting ourselves be manipulated, not letting our anger, not letting our passion get the better of us, whether it be, elation emotion or angry emotion, we find ourselves then embracing this warrior spirit and coming to this place where the heart and the mind actually start to talk, actually, lead each other forward. We cut through the doubts and the fears and the angers and the negativity. We rise above so much that has held us back in the past. We find that meditation is going to be an intrinsical part of who we are during this time, whether it be meditation while we're cooking dinner, or meditation while we're out for a walk, or meditation while we sit and actually meditate. It doesn't really matter, but it's just becoming part of our bodies again. This is becoming part of our souls. This is connecting with ourselves. The King of Swords is embracing empowerment, is embracing our empowerment. It's looking at ourselves and cutting through so much that no longer matters. And that's where we see the Eight of Swords come into play. Excuse me. And the Eight of Swords is doubts and fears and negativity. Is this trap that we have made for ourselves, and we become comfortable in the cage. It's kind of like when you have a caged bird and you open up the door, but the bird is so used to being caged that they don't fly out to be free. They just stay in the cage. And that's what we are going to do for ourselves during this time. If we don't embrace our warrior spirit, if we don't cut through the darkness, the doubts, the fears, if we don't holistically embrace who we are and how we're meant to move forward, we're going to stay in this cage. And it's going to be the cage of our own negativity. It's going to be the cage of our own fears. It's going to be the cage of the angers and the hurts that others spoke over us. That's why people talk about curses. And it's a rather dramatic term. But a curse is a negative thought, is something negative that was spoken over you that you believe. Now, it can be from past lives. It can be generational, where, your caregivers believe this, and so now you're believing this. But we're going to see here that this is the time where we can walk out of the cage, where we can walk out of doubts and fears and angers and negativity and hurts and pains and disappointments. Maybe not all at once. Sometimes it starts off very slow. It almost feels like we're not making any progress at all. But deep down in our soul, we know that we are. We know that we're, not having that negative thought that we usually have. We're not having this, we're not berating ourselves over something. We're not, beating ourselves up over not being perfect. And so we start to heal. We start to heal, and we start to realize that I can fly higher, healed, than I can broken. And that leads us to really looking in the public arena at the heartbreak and the pain and the disappointment, the anger and the hurt that has broken us, that has, defied us for too long, that has held us back. And this is a time where we say, enough is enough. I'm not going to be ruled by that heartbreak anymore. I'm actually going to be fueled by it. I'm going to take that hurt that has destroyed me, and I'm going to fiercely move forward. I'm going to take out those swords, and now they become the weapons that guard me, the weapons that guard my home, that guard what I am creating and what I love. And it brings us to this new dawn and this new day, this new way of moving forward, this new confidence within ourselves, this new focus and prosperity and purpose. And all of a sudden, it's like, yes, I can. Yes, I can move forward this way. Yes, I can open up this door. Yes, I can achieve what I need to achieve. And it brings us to our subconscious energy to be mindful of. And that's the star. It's getting caught up in the wishes. And it's somebody promising us all that we have ever wished for. If it sounds too good to be true during this time, Leo, it is. So being mindful of that, being balanced within ourselves, and not letting other people manipulate us emotionally is going to be super important. It leads us to our subconscious chakra energy, which is inspiration, the sacral chakra. And the sacral chakra is super important because the sacral chakra is really complicated. It's where negativity from this life and past lives are held, but it's also where creative sexual energy is held. So we can be held back and yet also long to move forward. This is a time where we're inspired. This is a time where we're breaking, barriers that have held us back for so long. We're finding our voice, when we're being empowered again, when we're looking at things more openly and more honestly for ourselves. This is a time to release the stagnant energy within the sacral chakra. Just focus on that orange, beautiful light, and let it be, let it shine within you. If you see here where the orange light is within you, so it's below your solar plexus, right? So just visualize that orange light coming forward, breaking free, and visualize yourself breaking free. If you need to pull up a chart so you can visualize it more profoundly, letting yourself shine, letting this light shine within you, or you can just visualize yourself as absolutely consumed by this orange light, that gets to beat forward with your heartbeat, that gets to create and expand and discover. And this is you creating and expanding and moving beyond limitations. That's what this time is all about. It's about shattering limitations. It's about being the warrior. It's about, harnessing your power and moving forward and letting nobody stop you. And it brings us to our subconscious rooted energy, which is the death card, which is Scorpio energy. This is the dying away of the old self, the rebirth of the new. This is a sense of, I'm not the same. I'm not the same coming out of this as I was going into this. This is a time period where, by the end of August, we're going to feel kind of like different people. Empowered, emboldened, strengthened, but not the same person we were going in. Not the same person who was held back, who was denied, or who was seeking and questioning. There are going to be answers that come forward, And it moves us to our subconscious inner self, which is the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands is, we're going to be so much more comfortable in chaos, in hurt, in pain, in disappointment, in anger, outside and inside, where everything is just anger and fear and doubt and hurt. And we're going to want to be there. We're going to think, but this is what's comfortable. Subconsciously, we're going to be pulled back towards the fighting. This is a time where we embrace the warrior spirit. So it's kind of like, it's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. So it's better to know how to fight and not need it than to constantly be in battle and not know how to fight. This is going to be the time where we feel like I'm just in one fight after another. What we have to do is we have to rise out of it, and we have to be that warrior in the garden, not the gardener in a war. It leads us then to our subconscious emotional self, which is the Seven of Wands. This is learning when to fight and when not to, when to defend ourselves, when to say, this is intrinsically important to me, and when to step away and say, this doesn't deserve my time or my effort, and I'm not letting it waste my time or my effort. The Seven of Wands is empowerment. It's focus and understanding. It's not engaging. And this is going to be a time where we need to be very mindful of what we engage in and what we don't, where we step back and say, you know what, I know you're trying to suck me in there. I know you're trying to, have me go down that rabbit hole. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it because I'm worth more. Because this is just to drain me. Because this is to keep my attention on this frivolous thing instead of me honing my attention for something greater, something bolder, something more. And it brings us then to our subconscious public arena self. And that is the Horned God. That's the Emperor. This is Aries energy, okay? This is being that warrior. This is embracing the passion and the determination. This is claiming the throne. This is having people on our side. This is fierceness and ferocity and intensity and not backing down and saying, this is what I was born for. Subconsciously, we're being told to be bold and be brave, to change those heartbreaks into determined focus forward. Nobody who truly makes it in life, nobody who truly succeeds, who finds happiness, who finds their place within the world, hasn't gone through heartbreaks and pains and disappointments and angers and despairs. This is a time where we see everything that has built us to this moment, everything that has defined us, everything that has ripped us down, everything that has torn us apart. And we make a throne out of it. Not out of the macabre, but out of the fact that I still stand fiercely, proudly, and determinedly. All right, Leo. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we move forward with ferocity and determination. Just take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Leo.